Hey Leo, this is our reading for February 2020. If you are interested in ordering a personal reading, donating to the channel, or checking out the decks that we use on this channel, you can just scroll down to the description box down below. As always, thank you so much for all of your support to the channel, Leos, as always. This is the Deviant Moon Tarot that we are using today. Let's see what comes through for the sign of Leo collectively. All Leo energies for all those who identify as Leos. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or otherwise, right? Maybe it is any other placement for you. Maybe it is just of particular interest to you. What house it rules, the planets that you have placed there, something like that. The Hanged Man, Piscean energy, could be. Four of Swords, Four of Air, the Three of Air. I'm sorry about the shaking here, Leos. Also the Six of Air. The Fool. Aries energy. And I want one more card for you. Some of you Leos are very concerned with what is happening with a Piscean energy here. Others of you find yourself in the Hanged Man's position. You are suspended, in that case, between two states of being, two options, two different energies. Biding your time, lying in wait, and ultimately here, Leos, by the end of the reading, you're still waiting. On the path that you're on now. Maybe this is just meant to be. What is this all about then? The world. Completion. Completing a major life cycle, perhaps. Graduating to a new next level of being and understanding. And okay, so that's why you find yourself waiting then. This is, Leos, the completion of a major life cycle. There will be much cause for celebration. It is a leveling up, a graduating of sorts, and so it takes some time. That's why you are suspended in between two states at the beginning of the reading, and then by the end of the month, still it looks like waiting on something. Maybe just waiting on your own willingness to accept help here, Leos. Sometimes we just need to see and or accept the help being offered when the Nine of Fire shows up. Now, the Nine of Fire also reminds us that expecting the worst can attract it to us. And I like to ask, Leos, I want to ask you, do you think that's true? Do you believe that expecting the worst might actually attract it to you? I'm pretty sure it does, yeah. But, you know, what do you believe? And if you even think that, and then you're sitting around worrying about events repeating from the past, or just being afraid that things aren't going to turn out the way that you want for whatever reason, what sense does that make if your own belief is that that might actually attract that very negative, unfortunate, uninvited, unwanted experience in? Right? So just, you know, ask yourself that. Do you think that's true? Most of you probably accept that you're not sure, at least, right? Could be. Most of you at least have to say could be that it might, and here you are worrying, it's just that I think what it is that you're waiting on something. You're waiting on this completion. That's what this is about. And you're afraid that it's not coming because it's taking so long, because it is such a major completion in your life, such a leveling up, such a graduation worthy of such celebration again. Yeah. So this, it's likely for most of you. Some of you may be dealing with someone close to you, maybe a Piscean energy, or they are engaged in something Piscean in nature, something esoteric, mystical, magical in nature. But I think for a lot of you Leos, it's you. But whether it's you or someone around you, the energy is palpable and you're going through it at the same time either way. And so this also finds you needing to retreat into meditation. Four of Air, Four of Swords. We are in the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde again. And so it is time to retreat into meditation yet again. And look to old projects maybe and see if there's anything there that can be revived. Maybe that has something to do with this major completion for some of you. And, you know, of course, there's other things, people that you haven't talked to or seen in a while coming around, hitting you up, wanting to spend time. It looks like this position is your crowning thoughts for me here, Leos, and it looks like it seems to be saying that you're very uncomfortable with this state of pause. I think you're fighting that. I did get the King of Air reversed for you when I was shuffling and meditating with the deck, and I really didn't want to let that be the card on the bottom of the deck as we began the reading, because I wasn't sure if I had shuffled enough, if that was really for you, right? So I kept going with it a little bit. Now it's feeling like I was doing the same thing that you're doing. I was just sort of pushing it away and saying, I don't want that to be for them. And that's sort of, I think, what some of you are doing is you're saying, I don't want to be this uncomfortable. So you're trying to pretend like you're not. But when your ego is quiet, you aren't very comfortable with a state of pause, if you're honest. I think a lot of you. And if not that, then there's someone else then in the situation who's quite disappointed, maybe even heartbroken, with the Three of Air showing here. Someone that this card is representing for us, if it's not you, who you are very aware is left in this state, maybe because of you being in a suspended state of pause, right? And you need that state. You do. I think because you're crossed with the Four of Swords here, you also may be in a state of healing. You know, someone needs healing here for sure. And if it's you, then you are giving that to yourself already. It's likely more than one person, actually, Leos. But regardless, this finds you in a needed state of solemn contemplation and meditation where you don't have anyone else's influence or opinions in your ears. It's just you in silence by yourself. You know, maybe you have something on, but it's good to do some silence as well, in order to contemplate some things, to decide some things. It's very much needed. Very necessary. So if it's not you who is this, if it's not you who is this 3 here, it's not you who is this disappointed and maybe broken, if it's someone else who is having that reaction in the background to you needing this time alone, you're aware of it, but that doesn't change the fact that you need this time, right? Moving forward, your advice then is the 6 of air. Do what you need to do, Leos, in order to head toward a calmer mental and emotional state. Leave the chaos. You see the fire here in the background. Leave this chaos, this stress, maybe these tempers, heated, intense situations behind, at least for now, in order to give yourself this time out. You need, I'm sensing, it's feeling, it's seeming very much that in order for you to hold back these worries, these doubts that could actually block this completion that's coming in, that belongs to you, you need to move to a calmer mental and emotional state. Maybe that means literally physically moving out of the environment that you're in. But either way, that needs to happen. It's very interesting that you have this Aries energy here in the past position. So this is very much related to, stemming from a brand new beginning, someone's brand new beginning, or maybe it is an Aries energy here. Someone's brand new beginning. Something about this, something that happened with or at the start of the year, perhaps, for some of you. Or some other, you know, very significant beginning is finally coming to a completion. Because in this abbreviated, this is like an abbreviated Celtic cross, but it's just laid out differently. This is you, this is what's crossing you, your crowning thoughts, then I do your advice and past and future. And the bottom of the deck is sort of the overview. But with that, this past can be, it can be near or far. I just let it come in the way, you know, it wants to. So it's just a clean slate, a fresh beginning here. It's varying as far as how long ago it was for you. But I do think for a lot of you, this, whenever this beginning it was, when it completes, it is a major completion for you. And there were, obviously, we see things, energies trying to hold you back. Right? You see the sort of blockages, irritations, annoyances here, biting his ankles. You know, there were things holding someone back, whoever had that in brand new beginning. Sorry again about the shaking. Yeah, there was something. Certain forces that would have liked to halt that new beginning. And that could be part of why it's taking so long. Why the multiverse, the universe, the divine, your guides, why it has taken you on a route that avoids more things like this and allows more time for what I'm getting is pampering yourself as you're meditating, right? Contemplating in solitude and showing gratitude for everything that has seen you through the battles up until this point, that allow you now to heal, that allow you now to take time for yourself no matter what someone else may need for you, that allow you now to find a way, whether physically in the 3D or not, but to move to a mentally and emotionally calmer, happier, more stable, peaceful place, right? Whatever environment, whatever support system, you really want to show gratitude in that space as well, and pamper yourself. So who affords you the ability to do that? What affords you to the ability to do that? Etc. Show gratitude for those things as well. But it's very, very likely that you've been taken on this route to avoid more stress and blockages like these, but it's taking a little bit longer than you'd like, or than your ego is satisfied with, right? And that's, you feel like you're waiting on something or someone. Some of you may feel like you're waiting on someone there. But Leos, that is what I see coming through for you. Again, the advice is just to lean into pampering yourself and doing what you need to do to move to a calmer mental and emotional state. Let's get one clarifier from the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot here on that Six of Air, sort of an additional piece of advice. And you know, if in the future here, if this is your choice, if you do not need to stall this completion and continue to wait for someone or something here, if it's something that you're sort of always waiting for or waiting on, right? Then one, that may mean, like I said, just accepting help or asking for help where you need it. But two, that may just mean that you can speed this process up and choose to just stop waiting for someone or something, right? Maybe that for some of you, that may be part of moving toward a calmer mental and emotional state. This may be stressing you out, waiting on something that may be keeping you in a chaotic environment. So the Tower card comes through as a clarification on that Six of Air. Very interesting. So in order to move to a calmer mental and emotional state, you need to allow your current situation to fall apart. Maybe that changes the current path that you're on, whereas now we see the outcome or the future position here as you continuing to wait on something. For some of you, if you take the advice of the reading and decide to allow your current situation to fall apart, allow truth to enlighten the situation, to reveal cracks in the foundation of the situation, to accept the fact that where you are, what you're doing isn't really meant for you, and move on, right? For some of you, yeah, that may mean, taking that advice may mean that you decide then to cease waiting on someone or something, and so then we change this future position here. Not only does it have to do with a major completion, but the bottom of this deck is the King of Pentacles, so also mastery over your physical world, your home, your environment, your connections, etc. Not sure if you can, no, you can't see that at all. But that is what I see coming through for you for February 2020, Leos. I think we will leave your messages there. We're almost 20 minutes in. Thank you again so much for all of your contributions to Lunartics Tarot. I truly hope that the needed insight was able to reach you here, Leos, at least some of it. And again, information on personal readings is down below in the description box. I love you, Leos, and I truly look forward to doing another reading for you as soon as I can. Continue to make the most of Aquarius season.